Heyo, your friendly neighborhood quarter guy here. And, remember back a couple of years ago when I did my first collab? That was with the Tree's Apprentice, top 15 gym leaders. Well, at the end of that, I kinda teased that I was going to be doing a collab with Fluffle's Minion, top 15 Worst Mavericks. And I've gotten a lot of flack for the fact that it hasn't been released yet. I have good news for all of you. It's happening! It's finally entered editing. Logan's informed me that it's finally entered editing. So, once he's made enough progress on that, you should see a preview soon. And hopefully we can finally get this monkey off our back. And I assure you, Logan went all out with the revisions to my rough draft. We want to make this as funny and rage-filled as possible. It's just gonna feel really good to finally have this weight off our shoulders. Meanwhile, I recently finished the rough draft of the script for my next solo countdown, which is top 15 favorite non-final boss battles. Yes, the topic is not original. However, a lot of the picks I have on my list are. There's probably going to be a few from games you haven't played yet. If you have one of those games that I mentioned that you haven't played yet, I highly recommend giving those games a try. So I'm going to record my lines for those and eventually get to editing on that one. I intend to follow it up with my top 15 favorite final boss battles. And since I don't have them, oh yeah, one last thing. Throwback Thursday, I would like, you know how this trend goes, Throwback Thursday, how that, like some people like to revisit the past? So I decided to do it for this one. If you want to see how far I've come as a countdown maker, allow me to refer you to the first countdown I ever made. Top 10 Kirby abilities. I am going to post a link in the description below, and I invite you to at least take a look at it if you haven't already. And then compare it to my later videos, and you'll see how far I've come since then. Anyways, that's it for updates. On to user questions. First question comes from Michael545, who asks, who is your least favorite BlazBlue character to play as? In terms of characters themselves, you already know if you've seen my top 15 most hated video game characters. But in terms of playing, I'm going to be honest with you, I never got used to Carl Clover. For me, it was awkward controlling both Carl and his sister at the same time. Felt really complicated and not something I had the patience for. I prefer characters who can just get into the action. I'm not the most technical of fighters when it comes to playing fighting games. That much I can be honest with you on. For that reason, I really don't like Relius's playstyle either. Kokonoi looks like a lot of fun, though. Next question comes from Metroid Assassin. He asks, what is your favorite game in the Megaman Zero series? That would have to be Mega Man 03. I believe everything was at its best in 03. The combat, the story, the bosses, the stages, the music. I felt they were all at their best in Mega Man 03. I also have to, however, I actually enjoyed all 4 of the Mega Man Zero games. To an extent. Even my least favorite of the 4, that being the original Mega Man Zero, I found to be a lot of fun. And if you haven't played the Mega Man Zero games, I highly recommend it. So, and they're available in a collection on the DS, or on the Game Boy Advance as separate games if you still have a Game Boy Advance. So if you have a chance, go ahead and take a look for those games. They're awesome. At least I think so. Next question comes from Tao Truths from Tumblr. who asks, so, new Ace Attorney game announced. Thoughts? Yeah, I've read from the early scans of the game. Apparently it's a prequel set in Japan's Meiji era. You know, I think it's like... I don't really know my facts on Japanese history, but I think that was during a time of samurai and stuff. And it's apparently featuring Phoenix Wright's ancestor. That sounds like a pretty interesting idea. That being said, I'm not sure if it's going to make the trip to the West. I mean, well, we eventually did get Dual Destinies, though, and it's, well, as a download exclusive. But a lot of Ace Attorney fans are still a little sour over the fact that Ace Attorney Investigations 2 never got localized. Sorry about that, guys. This game looks like it's going to be pretty interesting. I'm gonna like how they, I have a feeling that they're probably gonna make a total mockery out of the era, but at the same time, it's probably gonna have that same kind of Ace Attorney humor we're all used to. Still need to finish the first game, though. Please don't. Please get off my back about that. Another one from Tumblr. Kupolus Moogle asks, if they added a Namco character to the new Smash, who would you want, and who do you think is the most likely to get in? As for who I'd want to see, I would love to see a Tails character get in. Most likely, I would love to see Lloyd Irving from Tales of Symphonia, Luke von Fabra from Tales of the Abyss, or Yuri Lowell from Tales of Vesperia. All three of them I thought were really good characters, and considering that the basic combat of the Tales series is basically very similar to Smash Brothers, yeah, basic attacks with A button and special attacks combining the B button with directional inputs, I'd say they would make a perfect fit. As for who I think is the most likely to get in, let's be honest, we all know it's Pac-Man. I mean, Pac-Man is pretty much Namco's mascot. He's been Namco's mascot for who knows how long, and he got into Street Fighter Cross Tekken. If a Namco character gets in, it's probably going to be Pac-Man. No question. Final question comes from MadCatMK6, who asks, what are your thoughts on Capcom's Mega Man X April Fool's Day redesign? I still can't believe that was a joke!